Do you feel sometimes like you're just not good enough to make it as a filmmaker, or you really struggle when it comes to trying to convince people that you can really help them with your video content? Basically trying to sell your services, and it just often feels like you just can't get someone to believe in you. Well, I promise you, you're not alone. I've shared many of these same things, as well as hundreds of people that I work with through our academy. And what I want to do in this video is address some ways to help you overcome self-doubt, build confidence, and help you take bolder steps in your filmmaking and videography business. Now, so at this point, I might share a story about when I started and the lack of confidence I had, but the reality is I still have these things now. And what I've learned is that it's not uncommon, even as an experienced filmmaker, to feel imposter syndrome, to feel like, oh my God, we just won this client, but can we actually do the work? Or even just picking up the phone and having meetings with people and like trying to think, oh my God, I really need this. I really want them to believe in what I do. So I don't have to think back to necessarily the early years, because that's still prevalent now. I just manage it a lot better. And I can overcome that and bring a new sense of confidence every time I feel those very instinctual feelings. I'm able to now use the tools and things I've learned to overcome that, which is why by the end of this video, I want to share those tools with you so that you're in a much better position and you can have more confidence in growing your business as well. So step one is to start small and build your skills over time. Confidence comes from competence, and that's something that is developed by experience and just repeating the same thing. If you've always handled a certain type of project, then you're going to become really comfortable and confident with that because you're used to that. It's often when we step outside of our comfort zone, which is exactly where growth is, but it's every time we step outside of that makes us feel really like we're not sure and makes us feel, I guess, insecure. And it's important to draw light to that. Nothing in your comfort zone has come from being comfortable. It's all there because at some point in time you have expanded like an elastic band, and your comfort zone has got bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes we step outside, come back in, step outside, come back in. But if you keep doing that to an elastic band over time, it does get bigger. And it's important to recognize that that is part of the growth journey. But we don't need to stretch it to its maximum on day one. Doing small things, whether it's, building up confidence in your actual filming ability, setting yourself some challenges to create like a 1-minute video in 30 minutes. Or we used to do a thing here with the guys where it was like, so you've got 30 minutes to grab 30 clips, and then you've got to make a 30-second edit out of it in 30 minutes. So 30. And it was just a really fun way to get people outside their comfort zone and get them thinking about things differently. What are these key shots that I need? And really just help them become more confident when they're on those shoots that are slightly more chaotic. As a business owner, it's also important at this point to celebrate the small things, the little wins in life, because celebrating those brings positive reinforcement to yourself. And often, well, for me, I'm not talking about external stuff here. I'm not looking for other people to say I'm really good at this thing. I'm looking for me to believe that in myself, which is why when we set targets, no matter how big or small they are, when we achieve them, we celebrate them. And we should feel good for that, because it's like, yes, we are taking steps in that right direction. I don't know about you guys, as a business owner, I really want to just jump to the end. I want to be there. I want to be where our goal is. And every time I get close to a big goal, I've already planned the next goal. So it's forever moving. And you forget to look back at how far you've come and all those little steps that you've taken. Even if you've only just started your business, you took that step. Be proud of that. Celebrate that. You did your first project. Fantastic. Inside our academy, we've got a really active community. And one of the things we do is we do an incentive called #PressRecord. And every time someone has a win or a celebration in their business, they share it with the community. So we can not only inspire others, but we can all get behind each other. Because unfortunately, running a business as a freelance videographer, it's lonely as well. And that doesn't help with building confidence. Step 2 is learning from failures. Every filmmaker makes mistakes, and it's essential for growth. And unfortunately, it is just part of the process. And when you recognize that mistakes are going to happen, failures are going to happen, and it's only really a true failure if you stop and walk away from it. Otherwise, it's just learning. But it is all learning. There's good news and bad news. Well, they're just news. it's just news, it's just information. It actually depends on how you take that, whether you take it as a positive or a negative. And mistakes are very much like that in business. They are just part of the process. I mean, there's lots of mistakes that haunt me, but one of the mistakes that, sticks with me the most is I picked up the phone to phone a potential client, a business that didn't know who we were. I phoned them up and my body just shut down. My throat made it sound like I was crying. I couldn't get my words out. I was so panicky. I knew I needed to do cold calling to try and get some business in those early days, especially. But I just couldn't, and I just massively froze. And how I got over that is by just thinking, this is something that I need to do, and I need to understand and learn from other people how they do it and how I can find a way to help. And something that helped me is, this sounds a bit silly, but actors all the time play different characters, right? These characters aren't real life people, they're actors playing it. And one of the things that actually an actor said to me is like, imagine just before you do that call that you put on a bulletproof vest, so you put it on and you kind of creating a shield and a barrier and you're ready. And then you make that phone call. And now you're going to pretend to be someone completely different. You might still have the same name, but you're going to imagine that you're someone else. When I did that next call, it was wild. Like I just felt so much more confident. I felt like even if the person said no or they shouted at me or whatever, I was kind of okay with that. It was like, it felt like, well, this is just a bit of a game now. It's a bit of like, whatever. And I didn't put as much emphasis around the importance of that sales call, because when something's really important to us, especially in a sales negotiation, the person with the most to lose has the least amount of power. So if I go into there thinking, I don't really need this job, you've actually got lots of power because you get to call the shots. But unfortunately, a lot of people go into these situations with like, oh my God, this could change my life. I really need this. I really, really need it. And they put so much pressure on themselves. And that's normal. I still do the same things. I just use some of these coping mechanisms to really try and push through that so that I can, portray the best version of me. As an actionable tip, one of the things that I would actually do is after every project, just ask yourself and do a review on yourself. What went well and what could I have done better? Because those two things will start helping you to identify those positives and also those areas for improvement. Step 3 is to surround yourself with supportive creatives or other business owners, because there's a true saying, and that's don't take advice from someone that's not in a position that you would want to be in, because sometimes there can be conflicting advice. People can advise you against doing things. I've had that a lot throughout my experience. Why would you want to do that, or start your own business, or no, that's risky, or don't do that. But when I speak to people who are where I would want to be, mentors, coaches, etc., other creatives, they've actually helped guide me through that journey, because they're ultimately have made those decisions and made those mistakes in the past where we were able to learn from them. So what I would do is I would suggest looking at Facebook groups or networking with other videographers. There's like meetup places, depending on where you are geographically, but there's often ways to meet other creative filmmakers. And that's just a great space to be in, because not only are there often work opportunities and learning opportunities, it's a supportive network that you can all kind of grow together and ask those questions so that you're not having to do it alone. Your confidence ultimately grows when you're part of a community. And for me, working with mentors and coaches, that was a really big point in my journey, because these are people who have been there, who have been able to guide me. And importantly, they can offer constructive feedback from someone who actually knows what they're talking about. So they're able to challenge those things and bring the best out of me. So I actually would massively suggest having a mentor or coach, or joining an online course. Obviously, we've got one. There are other ones out there. Other online courses generally tend to just be focused on the creative side, which is great. We focus more on the business side, so client acquisition, things like that, confidence building, business knowledge, because we find a lot of creatives are really good at creating stuff. They're just not so good at actually getting paid what they're worth for it and having that stability and within their business. But by surrounding yourselves in these groups and by having mentors and coaches will really help bring that confidence through you over time. Step 4 is embracing your own unique style. And this is something that I'm guilty of this. I see other people online in all different business worlds, and I think like, I've got to be more like that. In order to be successful, I have to be like Alex Hormozy, or I have to be like Gary Vee, or I have to be like Elon Musk, whoever it is. And what I've learned is, if you line all those people up, they are all very different. And I would argue that it's actually their uniqueness that actually really plays to all of their strengths. And that's why they've been successful, because they break the mold. They are just themselves. That's what I try to be on this channel, is just authentically me. Like, this is who I am in real life. This is who I am inside the academy. I try to provide as much value. And hey, I'm not there yet. I haven't mastered everything, obviously. I still have huge aspirations, but I'm often a few steps further ahead than people who are just starting out or have been going for a number of years, haven't quite figured out that work-life balance or a recurring revenue model to have predictability. So I'm able to support them with that, and I get a lot of fulfillment from that as well. But in a world where there's so many online personas and people trying to mimic and act like other people, comparison is the thief of joy, is the best way to put it. When you compare yourself to others, you only ever feel down because you're only looking at the qualities that you lack. Whereas what about if the way that you are is a massive strength to you? Maybe you look at things differently. Maybe, I'm a little bit more formal, but maybe being informal is perfect for your type of clients. It's about trying to find that voice and just being confident in who you are. And by taking all of the other steps, these things will really start to fall in place and become easier over time. Now, step 5 is take action despite the fear. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. It's normal to feel unsure, scared, nervous, not confident, have doubt, have imposter syndrome. But taking action is the cure, because when we expand that comfort zone, things become normal and you become more confident as a result. I'd encourage you to take on a project that you've been avoiding, or do that one thing that's been holding you back from growing your business to that next level. This might sound quite crazy, but one of the things that I do to settle my mind is think, in 200 years' time, is this thing that I'm scared about doing now gonna make any difference? Is anyone gonna care? The answer is no. So although you might feel scared, silly, whatever by doing it now, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. So maybe take that pressure off us a little bit. And I would advise you as an actionable step to write down one big goal right now. Take that big goal and then break it down into some smaller, more manageable chunks, and start to use those as the stepping stones to making it less intimidating and giving you the confidence to tackle that big, audacious goal by doing a number of much smaller steps. I feel like this video has been a little bit more personal, and I would just love, if you are still watching at this point, I would just love for you to let me know in the comments what you thought. That would mean the world to me. It just lets me know that these type of videos are ones that you enjoy and you get a lot of value from. I certainly think it's a really important topic for filmmakers. I think it's something that I see people struggle with time and time again, which is exactly why I wanted to create this video. I hope that you can use these steps to build more confidence and actually start to get some great results for growing your business. It's a sometimes difficult journey, but it's a journey that I'm sure you agree is really, really worthwhile. I look forward to seeing you on that next video.